The fuck was that?
What the hell?
Oh, now we're live.
Move with the rhythm, shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. You've been working, but you're flirting with the weekend. You can freak out. 1 in a million, you're a gem shine when the light grows dim. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Viper, we are sorry we had some technical difficulties, but we should be ready to roll now. As always, I am the host who does not have the most going on tonight because he is messing up the program. It's your boy, the monster on the mic.
Check monster.
Oh, see, I didn't even have it queued up this time. See, restarting it just killed me. Killed my flow. That's all right. I had a great intro for my boy on the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can shoot it out again. It's the man on the top left of your screen. His hair is fire, if you know what I mean, and he makes all those women whap. It's my boy.
Yet again, amazing intro. I like it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and anything in between? It's your boy Gordo. You redeemed yourself for last week. You redeemed yourself.
Well, remember last week I didn't technically do the intros. We kind of let somebody else jump in.
You didn't, but you fucked up by being an hour late.
I wasn't an hour late.
You
What
both
are you
was.
talking about?
Yeah, he said
Production meeting at 9.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, technically.
Yeah.
All right, Next up, we got our fearless leader. He's doing his best friend's impression today, trying to be like Joey with the hat. But the only difference is he actually owns the whips. It's my boy.
How's everybody doing? This is your boy Messiah. And a little quick
I got him there.
disclaimer
You
real
see,
quick.
he's speechless.
Yeah. This is real quick. This is making my night. So just I am not responsible for what happens to the rest of the show, especially for the fat guy out of here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am responsible for the editing issues, but hopefully, okay, he hears you guys, so we're good. We're back in action, and we're ready to flow. All right, so let's just jump right back in to what I wanted to talk about earlier, and I started getting into a rant, and everybody probably heard me, but nobody got to hear the rest of the crew, so we'll go ahead and jump into it a little bit here. Let me go ahead and throw the intro up first, and then we'll go into the talking. You guys ready for this? Let's go.
Senor.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high.
This guy. I tell you what, man, there's something about this guy that's just, it's going to be one of those nights. I can already tell. So basically what I was getting into before, and I know I'm repeating myself for those of you who are already turned in, but it was the weekend of football, and it was about who's going to make the playoffs. And so I'm a huge Giants fan. Everybody knows that watches the show.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Shut the hell up. All I could care about was, are the Giants going to make it, right? But we had to do one thing. We had to beat Dallas, which wasn't going to be guaranteed because last week Dallas looked really good. They were out there putting up numbers. Everybody's like, oh, Dallas is back. Be careful. Yeah, that team didn't even have a chance. No one cares. And so we go out and we beat Dallas. So it's like Sunday night. It's Washington versus Eagles. We're watching the game and I'm excited. I'm like, all right, all we got to do is have the Eagles win. It's definitely a good possibility. No reason that can't happen and everything like that. So we get into the game and it's close going into the fourth quarter, right? Yeah. And they're down by 3. And then all of a sudden, myself, every Giants fan out there, and I think even the Washington football team felt this way a little bit. And we all just started to do this. We just kind of started to scratch our heads and try to understand, why the hell did you take out Jalen Hurts from the game? Like, what are you doing? Why did you do it? There's no reason to remove the quarterback that you're looking at to possibly be your future. And you're going to bench him for some third string scrub who nobody even knows who it is? Like, are you freaking kidding me, dude?
And you guys needed that game, right?
Yes. If we would have won, if they would have won that game, we're in the playoffs.
I know we don't have this, and we should have done it. I should have thought about it on the pre-production. But if only you couldn't see me when I was watching that game. You ever seen the Grinch when he goes?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I was. I was like, yeah. I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
you were.
I was so happy. Yes,
was
I'm a
not.
Giants hater. Yes, and
Yes,
there's
you
two
are
reasons
a
why I
hater.
hate them.
Go
And
ahead.
one
What
of
are
them
your
was a
reasons?
very, very, very big reason why.
I could probably tell you the two reasons. 2007,
I don't wanna hear it.
2011.
I don't want to hear it.
2007,
Just don't care.
2011. Right there's your reasons. Go ahead.
But it was like I was like the Grinch. My smile was like, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." I was like this.
Damn.
Oh my, that's an ugly smile.
It was. Oh my god.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
So we're speaking right now. I was looking at statistic when it comes to NBA because today the Clippers are playing the Warriors as we speak right now. It's in the first quarter still, but the Thunders were playing the Pelicans a couple minutes ago. They just finished 111 to 110, but
Damn,
the
that's a
fourth
close
quarter, the fourth quarter, it was at like 40 seconds for like the longest time. They keep going timeout and over. And it was just wild. I was like, yo, who's going to win this? It was stuck at 40 seconds for like the longest time. And right now, Pistons versus Bucks, they're 113 to 130. Now, that's a scrape. But they only got 40 seconds left. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, you guys not going to score 20 points in 30 seconds. Nah, chill.
Yeah. But it was kind of crazy though. Like I was watching actually for that game you was talking about the Pelican game. 110 to 111, that must have been. See, I love games like that. I love games when they're that tight and it's to the last buzzer beater. I love games like that, bro.
Yep.
Games like that, it's what makes sports.
Yep. And Thunders took it 111 to 110. It's like, Jesus. But the other game that's super interesting that just started a couple minutes ago, Clippers versus Warrior. It just started a couple minutes ago. I was like, ooh, I want to see that so bad. But, I'm working right now.
Yeah.
Damn right. You ain't freaking. I mean, you could have the game on in the background with no noise. You got dual screens now. I mean,
Yeah.
except
Calm
you won't
down.
be. You probably be distracted and everything by it.
Calm down.
Yeah. So
Calm down.
My man has a good setup, bro. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. We can hear him. We can hear him a little bit better. Look at that, bro. My man made
all
some
very
A
investments.
little bit better. What you mean? You can hear me clearly.
Yeah. Look at that sexy. Look at that sexy voice. Sexy chocolate. I believe the children are our future. Come
Oh, my
on,
Lord.
sexy
there
chocolate.
it is. I've been waiting for that damn song. This guy's been singing this the entire pre-show. If you
Yo.
guys could have heard the pre-show, that's all this dude was doing.
You know why? Because I just finished watching the trailer to Coming to America 2. And for those out there, Coming to America 2, Coming to America is one of my favorite movies. Actually, that scene where he's on the fire escape saying, "Good morning, my neighbors," and somebody goes, "Hey, fuck you." He's like, yes, fuck you too. I did that. I replayed that scene in Czech Republic because nobody
Oh my
understood what the
God.
hell I was saying. But I was out in the balcony saying, "Good morning, my neighbors." Nobody said "fuck you," but they probably did it. But in Czech, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you didn't understand it.
And I was like, yes, fuck you too. That's why I love that movie, bro. That's my movie.
I can see.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
gosh.
stuck in your mind this whole time.
Anything
Yep.
else in the world of sports that you guys wanna talk about?
Man, actually, this boxer, what's his name? Reyes. He's some Mexican kid. He's nasty. He just finished having a fight and he won that fight.
I know which one
I
you're
just
saying.
found out who he was. Right. This kid is nasty fast. Like, bro, I thought Sab Judah. So I grew up watching boxing, and Sab Judah, for me, was one of the fastest boxers you see out there, right? And then also there was Prince Nassim. There was also another one that was fast. But this kid, I was watching him, and somebody was jabbing, and the guy went to throw a jab. The guy hooked him so fast, and I was like, "Holy shit!" The guy just dropped. I'm like, "Damn!" But on the fight that he recently won right now, he actually ended up knocking the guy down with a body shot. I'm like, damn, the only other person I've seen take somebody down with a body shot was the
Cotto.
Puerto Rican guy. What's his
Cotto.
name? No, not Cotto.
Yeah,
The
Cotto.
other one. The other Puerto Rican guy. He was nasty. He fought this guy, Tito
Tito
Trinidad.
No,
Trinidad.
Cotto would knock them out to the body shot.
I've never seen Cotto knock somebody out with a body
Really?
shot. Yeah.
A lot. A lot of his
Yeah.
like first fights were body shots knockout.
Yeah. But this kid is nasty, bro. Like he is fast. He just
Okay.
recently had a fight and he won.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta look into
Yeah.
that. I gotta look into that.
That's what I have in
So-
sports.
All right, that's good. Good week in sports. Good week, not really, because I'm depressed and I'm still trying to get over it. But that's besides the point. Neither here or there. So let's go ahead and let's jump into some of our topics. The first one we're going to talk about is probably the reason Messiah was able to afford that hat. And we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about the stimulus checks. Good old COVID. Okay, and we want to just go ahead and break it down. And I'll let Goldo go first and his thoughts about. What I want to know is, do you agree with these stimulus payments? Yes or no? Number one. And do you think that it helps or hurts the economy? Do you think we're going to pay for it back in the long run? Like, what do you think about it?
So, this is my thing. When the government gives you money, they're gonna take it from you in one way or another. One way or another, you gotta pay that money back because the debt just gonna keep on growing if there's no one to getting paid that money to, which is like crazy because the debt the country has is crazy. Yes, it helps in a way when it comes to some people that haven't worked in a while or that have been sick or something happened during this whole COVID pandemic. So in a sense it helps, in a sense it doesn't, because yes, it'll give people some money, but at the same time, people that don't need the money are getting the money to buy unnecessary things.
Well,
And-
it's used to stimulate the economy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, do you really need to buy a 50-inch, 75-inch TV? Really?
Well, the whole idea behind the stimulus package
It's-
is to, again, stimulate the economy.
Yes.
Will we end up paying for it in the back end? Yes, of course, because that money has to be taxed. Well, you're gonna pay for it because
Hold
that's
on.
how we're gonna get our money back.
Hold
It's
on.
not that it's gonna be taxed, but we have to pay for it with
listen.
our income tax.
This is the one thing that I want to correct real quick. This whole
Okay, go
paying
ahead.
for it on the back end thing is absolute bogus. We paid for it on
Okay.
the front end. It's our
How?
money coming back to us. This is
Okay.
the government coming up with money on their own and saying, here you go. That's the money that I've been paying to their asses for how many years, and they're just giving me some back rather than lining their own pockets. Okay. This isn't money that just created out of nowhere. Like, come on, man.
You're
Like,
right.
This whole we're gonna we're gonna pay it back. No, we already paid for it. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay for it again too on the back end because they're
Of
gonna screw
course.
us both ways.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be, but that same money that you actually pay in taxes is designed for roads, fixtures, public health care, not public health, but socialized stuff like fire department, police, to pay that salary and all that stuff. So I guess used for that.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's also supposed to pay for the $200,000 salary of this senator, the beach house in freaking the Hamptons for this senator. Or come on, bro, get out of here with that
Yeah.
shit.
Okay. So yes, it can be used, but that comes with the job. It's just like saying it's like
Okay,
you
that's-
getting mad. It's like you getting mad that a CEO gets paid $1 million or $2 million in bonuses. Well, you know what? That's the position they're in, and that's
But
what they
here's
get
the
paid for.
thing: when that CEO turns around and gives that company says, you know what, we're in a real tight spot, guys, and we're doing really rough. So I'm going to go ahead and give you money. Listen, you're not just coming out like, okay, that's money that you made, big deal. Like I'm not supposed to feel like, am I supposed to feel gratitude for them giving me back my own money? Like that's
No.
what I don't understand.
No.
Like because you're like and paying for, like, I paid it in the front, I'm going to pay it in the back. No matter what, I'm going to get screwed by it. But so
Yep.
what? I get a little extra money to put away for right now. I get a little money to put away.
You're right. And most people will put away, or some people would just use it. Well, the whole idea between the stimulus package is one, to help out, two, to help those in need. But that's a different a part of the package, because $600, honestly, it's not helping anybody. It's giving something to some people, but it's not helping, right? But what it does and it's supposed to do is stimulate the economy. That money has to be put back into the economy. Otherwise, I'll be without a job, right? If you
Well,
think
at some
about it.
point, it will be put back in the economy, but
Yeah.
True.
I agree with you there.
But it's just, I don't know. And also, a lot of people are complaining. It's like, I want more money. I want more money. Listen, at least you got
But that's what happens
something.
when you give people money.
Yeah.
When you give people, like I have a big issue with, and this is gonna come off wrong, but if you need the system, use it to get back on your feet. Don't depend on it. I'm a big believer of, hey, use the system, use the government system that's being used, use it to get back on your feet. Don't depend on it. And the reason why I say that, and I speak, from experience from my family, I've seen, like, my mother raised me on government system, on welfare. Could she have gone out there and get a job? Yes, she could have done that. Why didn't she do that? She could have done that, right? She didn't need to go on welfare for that long of a period of time. So that's what I think. Yes, the system is out there. Use it for those that need it to get back on their feet, and then take it right off.
Yeah, I get it.
But there's people.
We're
Yeah, it
I feel
is.
like we're going into a whole nother
Yeah,
topic.
we're diversing somewhere else. But I think the stimulus is going to be used for, it should be used to stimulate the economy. You use it for whatever the hell you want. You're getting that money.
Were you on board then that we should have got 2 Gs instead of 600?
To me, 2 Gs or 600, to me, honestly, it's going to be a push, right? But the way I think about it is,
well, yeah,
where's
when you're
that?
walking around,
How do we pay for that money back?
But I like that you say that, because you're right. When the guy's walking around with a BMW hat and a his and hers, yeah, 600 or 2 Gs isn't much different. But to the rest of the American people, that's a huge freaking difference, dude. Huge. We're talking about
Band-Aid. You're putting a Band-Aid on something. You put a Band-Aid on something.
We're talking about 1 month's worth of rent versus
$600 rent. It help towards your rent.
In Florida, you can pay $600. Rent could be $600.
Not anymore.
To who?
2-bedroom home, 2-bedroom places go for how much? That means you have 2 people, right?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
You get a house. So
right now, the middle ground, the medium, it's $1,400 for rent.
$1,000. Okay, $1,000. So that's almost. So still, then if I get 2 Gs, that's 2 months worth of rent versus not even a month's worth of rent, right? So that could have made a huge difference.
You're right, but let's be honest here. Let's be honest. How many people really going to use that for the rent?
But see, this is where you contradict yourself. You just said, what would help the economy more to stimulate it? Me spending $600 or me spending $2,000 at your work?
Oh, it's $2,000 will help you stimulate the economy better. Of course it would.
So then,
but again, I also think about how we're gonna end up paying that money back.
But that's what I'm saying. There shouldn't be paying it back when I already paid for it. Why should I pay something back?
We're still paying $1,200 for the last one.
What am I?
That still hasn't kicked in yet.
Well, it did kick in. You know where it kicked in? In my freaking escrow and my homeowners. That's where it kicked in, because my mortgage payment went up thanks to that shit. I guarantee you that's that type of shit. They're taxing me more now on my damn home.
All right, and not to get sidetracked. What do you think would happen if universal health care existed? That's a different topic. Think about that one, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all part of the same thing.
I get it.
Oh, he hit a home run this time.
All right.
So Messiah has won the battle of 2021.
I don't. Whoa! Don't even start that, bro.
No, because you're gonna get Shake Monster going. He's gonna be on the computer.
That's what I want.
I'm gonna start doing my research. Don't let me do my research.
He's gonna be like, according to Harvard University, see the laws and bylaws.
All right, you guys want to jump into the next segment, or you got anything else you want to add to this?
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
So to kick off this next segment, for you viewers at home, it's we're going to be talking about what's going on in the world today, and especially what's going on in our nation and our government. And in order to kick it off, I have a video in case, because I know it got pulled down off of his Twitter page, but I still have access to it because I'm smooth like that. So I'm going to go ahead. It's only about a minute long, so bear with us. But I just want you guys to hear what our current president had to say in regards to the acts that are going on Capitol Hill today. And I just want you guys to take a moment and just sit right there and tell you guys how he became the Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, is it gonna load, or are they gonna shut me down? They might have shut me down.
I hope not.
Oh, it's loading.
It's trying to load, but they pulled it, so it might not play. I can't guarantee. All right. So
It's okay.
it's unfortunate
But-
it doesn't look like we're going to get it.
No, pull it out. Anyways, so
That's what she said.
you can say what he said.
So,
Hello,
I
everyone over
didn't know
your
who you were talking to on that one.
head.
So I'll just go ahead and I'll pull the page up then. I'll show you some of the tweets that haven't got pulled down yet. How about that instead? All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that would be better.
Okay, so so this is Donald Trump's Twitter page, and mind you, a lot of this stuff got pulled down.
His
And so
Twitter got
right there,
banned,
you
too.
guys can all see kind of what's going on with this whole thing, where he's talking about these are things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and victorious stripped away from the great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and peace. Like, I don't understand some of the things he's saying. I'm asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. Those two right there are the two tweets I want to talk about the most because they're the most egregious buffoonery that I've ever heard of and ever seen in my life by somebody. Okay, because you're talking about people who are storming Capitol Hill today, who broke through police barriers, who broke into the Capitol building and made senators evacuate in fear of their lives.
By the
Okay.
way, one life was lost.
Correct. So explain to me, and maybe you guys can, how, like, and the tweet that he said about everybody going home, it was reported that they had to beg him, like on their hands and knees, to go out there and say something. And during that speech that I can't even play, he says, listen, I love all of you for what you're doing. They stole the election from us. By the way, maybe go home. Right? Like not even taking ownership that he caused what's going on in our capital right now. You guys jump in because I'm going to go on a tangent. I don't want to.
No, yeah. For me, I was at work all day, so listen. This is all news to me right now. So I was at work. I was not able to be on my phone because, didn't schedule enough of us. So I'm gonna sip my cup and enjoy the show.
Okay, so I'll jump in, right? So, the first thing I did, the wife was like, "Hey, can you believe what's going on?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" She sent me a text by that. She was like, "Can you believe what's going on in Capitol in Washington?" I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Check it out." So I open up my CNN app, right, and look into it, right, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is real. This is real. What's happening is real, right?" So then I just close it because I'm dealing with a customer, so I just close it. At that time, by the way, I was in the warehouse looking for a TV. So I come out and start taking care of the customer. So let me just tell you this. And I don't want to go into a rant. I don't want to go into all this because right now I think what we need is love, right? We're better than this. We will overcome this. The last time this happened was, I believe, 1812 or 1814. And this was during the Civil War, right? And this was when this was caused by another country. This is when England wanted to kill our democracy during that time. So, and then for it to be happening right now, right? It's gonna be as an infamous, right? It's gonna live a day in infamous in January 6th, 2021, right? Now, for the president to go out there and say, "Hey, I can't believe, go home," but it's already too late, Mr. President. It's too late. You put the gas on the floor. You lit the fuel, right? And then as you watched the fire go, you walked away and then decided to say, "Hey, you know what? Go home." You told them on your speech, you told them, "Yeah, we're going to go over there. I'm going to join you and we're going to go over there and we're going to go be very nice to those for a few senators and representatives. We're going to be very nice, but we're not going to be very, very nice for some other ones. And we have to remain strong. Let's show some strength."
And just so everybody knows, real quick, I am showing clips of what happened today on a slideshow for everybody to be able to see some of the captions and some of the buffoonery of what went down.
And that's crazy though. This is Capitol Hill. This is unprecedented. right? During my lifetime, I have never seen anything like this. So,
You've been around a
and then
long
for
time.
him not even to show face, but I tell you what's positive. Let's try to look at what's good coming out of this. One, everybody came together as far all our leaders. By the way, the heart of this country is us. We help each other out. We are the heart of the company, not those people up there in Capitol Hill. We are. We put them where they're at. But what I love is they got together and they say, we can't have this shit. This is no way this is going to happen. We're going to continue. After everything got cleared, we're going to continue. Unfortunately, one person lost their life. One person. Could have been more. And where is this person that started all this?
Well, I have the audio.
Well, let's not just blame him, though. He has other people in politics that joined him and was also helping him with this shit and like feeling also. And now they're all backing up saying, oh, that's all messed up. This is a democracy. They try to ruin, and they're putting his blame. The blame on him.
Let me play the audio because I'm not going to show the video, but I'll play the audio of him speaking on the video. Ready?
Yeah.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Like, I just don't, I mean, the stupidity of his statements and everything. He's sitting there dogging his vice president today, ripping him all over Twitter because his vice president did exactly what he just said you're supposed to do, was to respect the law and order and our Constitution and our government. So rather than stepping in and making sure that these electrical votes and all this stuff going on couldn't happen like Trump told him to do, he allowed the process to go on as the government's supposed to. Trump's sitting there ripping him.
Yep. But this is the sadness of what just happened. But I agree with what's going on right now in the sense of we're coming back stronger. This is not, I love the fact that everybody got together in Congress and said, this is not going to defeat us. You lost. When Mike Pence stood up there and he said, you did not win. We're going to continue. The process is still going to happen. I love that.
So there's two things.
It took this tragic and this realization of them storming Capitol Hill. Again, let's remind everybody, this hasn't happened since 1812 or maybe 1814. I'm not 100% sure. Double check it. Which was during the Civil War. And that was the last time. And that was another country. That was England that was attacking us at that moment. Now it was the enemy within. Those people, I know, they don't represent any of us. They don't.
There's a couple things that are coming from this that are good and bad, right? His chief of staff resigned. She's like, I'm done. I'm out. Like, and you're getting Republicans standing who are finally ready to get away from Trump and not stand with him. Pence has taken over the government in all intents and purposes. He's the one who orchestrated the military or the Coast Guard or whatever it was, the reserves and the police and everybody else coming in.
25th Amendment.
Yeah, coming. Well, there was talk about that, but
yeah, they're trying to do that. Yeah.
They're trying to do that, but coming in and being able to get people to disperse. But the other side of this coin is, somebody said this on CNN, and I'll give credit to him because I'm not the one thinking of it. There's two sides of what happened today, right? Is this a beginning or is this an end, right? Mm-hmm. Because what we're looking at is this the end of, people they were frustrated. They went out, they did their thing. They're behind Trump, and now they're going to go away and it's going to dissipate and the country can heal and get back together. Or is this the first spark of what's to come, right? Because here's the other side that everybody's going to look at, and I looked at when I saw this. Why is if you go look at the Black Lives Matter movement that happened on the same location, and the way that they reacted to it as law enforcement, how fast they congregated and disposed to be able to protect that area compared to what they did today with Trump's followers. And there's a starking difference, in my opinion, right?
There is.
Hours and hours and hours these people are allowed to do all of these things. I'm not hearing about a shit ton of arrests. We're not seeing them beating people in the streets. All this stuff that you would see in if Black Lives Matters would have done that, it would have been pandemonium and chaos out there erupting. And there is something wrong with this country, though, that is what's it's just showing it to light again.
Well, here's my thing. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I might disagree with you here, and because the difference is this: Black Lives Matter movement wasn't attacking Capitol Hill. Black Lives Matter movement wasn't. It was protesting, but it wasn't attacking Capitol Hill. So there's a big difference.
How they form? How did the law enforcement form to that protest?
But so what the president did, that he used, like, he used the military to push them back so he can take the prop with the Bible. That was that time when it was pushed, right? This time, these guys, the fact that they were able to be able to push themselves, right, into the building, right, into Capitol Hill, yes, that can be questioned. How come they weren't ready for that? That can be questioned. All that's gonna be all that shit is under investigation. All that's gonna be under. But let's not turn it. Listen, let's not turn it into a Black Lives Matter difference. Let's not turn it into, if it was a Muslim group, they would have handled it differently, because that's exactly what they want us to do. That's that type of topic.
You're wrong, because
that type of topic. Yeah, but that type of topic is what creates division.
No, that's what you're not understanding. The reason the country is where it's at is because people aren't talking about it enough. Okay,
You think so?
Well, I can't breathe statement, dude. This is the epitome of it. Why? Because we're a little bit further out. Now we're supposed to silence it? No. Bring it to light. Bring it up. You have to bring up injustice that happened in this country. And watching today what happened is an injustice to this country. Okay?
It is.
They are, these people, what they did, because they got away with it because of their skin color. Because if their skin color wasn't what it was, there's no way on earth, I truly believe, they would have made it as far as they did and been able to do what they did. There's pictures of a guy sitting in Pence's, I think it's Pence's chair, in the Senate.
Yeah,
like,
there is.
Are you kidding me?
And,
like,
and
really?
Pelosi,
We allowed that to happen? And the worst part is they're leaving the Senate. Some cops are taking selfies with these
But you
people.
got to understand.
There's law enforcement taking pictures with these protesters and people like that.
Yeah.
Is that really...
That part I agree with. I
if
agree
they
with
were
you
black,
on
they
that
would have
part.
get shot in the spot. Questions later.
Yeah,
Tear
I
gas,
agree with you.
but tear gas. They would have been doing everything way earlier. Not only until the curfew of 6 o'clock, and it took them until 7 did they start doing tear gas and other methods to get people dispersed. Okay. I mean, it's absolutely absurd that people are. I'm sorry, it has to be brought up.
Yeah, but that tear gas thing also didn't happen with Black Lives Matter into late at night. The only time it happened early in the morning or early in the evening is when, again, the president was clearing the way to take that prop. That's the only time I've seen it that happened early.
I understand.
Hey, listen, they didn't put their feet inside the Capitol. This group did. They went all the way in. There was no pepper spray.
You know why they didn't? You know why they didn't? Because they had law enforcement in place to prevent that. They never would have had the chance to do that. That's the difference. They never would have had the chance to climb up on the scaffolding that they're putting up for the inauguration and all that. They never would have had those opportunities.
No, you're right.
That's the difference.
But
because they immobilized instantly.
The fact that only one person that lost their life, rest in peace to that person on that. And it's sad that even one person, by the way, that life is on your hand, Mr. President. That life is on the Republicans, senators, all those guys that backed him up during all this rhetoric that was happening. That life is on your hands. Luckily, it was only one life, but there was pipe bombs found throughout the area. and they did get rid of some of the people that were carrying weapons.
To this point,
So-
they still have not. The White House has still not put out any statement,
No statement.
condemning the people for what
No,
they did.
of course not.
And they
No,
won't.
this is what I believe should have happened.
All right, because I want to get into the next
He
topic.
should be
so
held
go ahead.
accountable. I'm gonna leave it there. He should be held accountable for that shit.
Remember, it was him during the
Yeah.
debate. He's the one who said we're going to storm
he
it.
knew January 6th was going to
Armed
be
and
the
ready.
count,
Yep.
the certification of the electoral votes. He
Yeah.
knew it.
He
Of
knew
course.
armed and ready. That's
he
what he
caused
said.
this. He caused this,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
Alright.
just him though. Let's
I'm
not
just-
just blame. Let's
I'm not just
not just
blaming
blame
him.
him because
Right.
right now all what you're seeing right now is all these guys pointing fingers at him because he's the face, but everybody else is like,
He-
wait a minute.
Hold on, but he's the one who started it. He instigated it. But all right,
get
let's
it.
jump into the next one. All right, because I think it's important we
Yes.
talk about the next topic. So next up, we're going to talk about the government going forward and what it's going to look like a little bit under Biden. But more importantly, what we want to talk about is Biden going to shut down our nation. And what do you guys think? Do you think Biden's going to do something in order to try to curb this pandemic we're going through and everything else? Or do you think, he's going to maybe take, after everything that happened, maybe even now, that he'll take a different approach to it? But what do you guys think? How do you think he's going to go about it?
So if this national shutdown is mainly to help out decrease the COVID cases, I'm for it in a sense. I'm for it. But there's got to be okay. Yes, the steaming will help because of the shutdown, but at the same time, it's not going to help because yes, 600 is fine, but if there's a shutdown, 600 was not enough. You feel me? Yes, I do get it to that part, but if it's to help the country itself ease down the cases of COVID-19, then by all means, let the shutdown begin. But there is going to be some repercussions to that, to some degree, in some way. But what, I don't know. On that part, I don't know. So what you got?
I think a shutdown is inevitable, right? I think it's gonna happen. It's the only reason because Florida reported, I think, its biggest death to the month. I think it was.
Well, no,
or to-
yesterday was the most deaths in the nation.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
up to
in
this
the
point.
so a shutdown is inevitable. It's gonna happen. How long it's gonna be, we don't know, right? But now that the vaccine is circulating, right now in Massachusetts, my sister works she's a CNA and she works in a retirement home, and she told me that she got word that they're gonna vaccine everybody in that area, right? The elderly people that are living there, and then also the workers on January 10th. So they actually have a date. So right now with that going on, I think it's gonna shut down, but it's gonna be a short period of shutdown, and hopefully everything improves because there's a lot of hospitals. California right now is going through it's right now. LA is the epicenter now of COVID-19. LA right now, right? So do we need a shutdown? Yes. Do we need 100 days of wearing a mask? Yes. It should be mandatory. I don't know. We're almost a year into this. I don't see why people are still pushing back that they shouldn't be wearing a mask. I don't understand it. And we still go through this shit today. Still. No, I don't want to wear a mask. Then you know what? You can't be here. I don't even know why companies don't say, you don't want to wear a mask? Get your ass outside. That's it. No questions asked. I've seen some people do it.
Yep.
I've heard of other countries because I have my boy lives in Italy. He tells me if you're not wearing a mask, you can't even enter that store. You can't even enter that area if you're not wearing a mask. No and ifs or buts. You can't. So it should be like that. It should be, you're not wearing a mask, get the fuck out.
Yep.
Yes, we need it to slow down the spreading. We need it. For the sake of the country and the sake of the economy, we need it.
Yeah.
we
And
got
like I
going
was saying to one of my coworkers, there's some customers like, oh, I can't wear a mask. I have a medical condition. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna help out that customer. If they tell me, Gordo, Jose, you gotta help out that customer, like, I'll refuse. If you gotta fire me because I want to help that customer, go ahead. I don't care. I care about my health and my coworkers. I don't care about the customer's health. If he doesn't want to wear a mask and protect himself, that's on him. I'm not gonna risk my health because you don't care. So
What I worry about though is we're so divided in this country right now that if Biden steps in and does the right thing, right, and attempts to shut down or attempts to put a mandate on masks being worn in this country or anything else, that's going to be the next spark. You know, you're going to have the people who are on Capitol Hill out there screaming and yelling. I feel like, you know, that they're impeding on my rights. I have the right to do this. I have the right to do that.
Protesting is a civil right. Just don't do it violently.
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying they have the right not to have to wear the mask, not to have to be, you know, not to have to worry about other people's safety. All the things that these other countries are doing to put steps that are mandated by their government, right? Because they're not as divided as we are, and we want to believe we're so great in this country that they're able to enforce those things. But the second he tries to do those things, people are the first thing that people are going to be doing with Biden is looking for reasons to hate him.
Yeah,
there's a group of people out there like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
today
I worry
was an
about.
example of that.
Yeah. So is it the right thing to do? Hell yes. Masks should be enforced everywhere. We don't let anybody in our building without a mask. Sorry. You can't. Dude, I had a guy I had to call the cops on a guy because he had a t-shirt over his face. And I said, that's not proper facial protection. Nope. You can't wear that. And he started to flip out. Another customer flipped out on him. I had to call the police because people just want to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my approach on some of the people is like, excuse me, sir, I noticed that you're wearing a shirt over your face. If you want to make it more comfortable for you, I have a mask available. Do you want one, sir? So you don't have to be holding your shirt up. So far, I've gotten good. Like,
no, this guy
that's a good idea.
This guy had a separate shirt that he put over.
Was he holding
face.
it like this?
No, he had the freaking the armholes are here, you know, and he just pulls his head through it, and it's like, dude, that's not proper.
It's how I used to do ninja mask when I was a kid. You put the shirt here, and then you tie in the arms
but
and the back.
He didn't even tie the arms.
Put it over.
He didn't even tie the arms. He had that.
You know.
Just get out of here.
That used to be my ninja suit when I was a kid.
Ninja Turtles.
Like I said, I think I'm on both sides. I think we need to shut down, but I also think it could kill us. As a society.
What's the word I'm looking for? Economically?
Yeah, economically. We just got to figure something out, though. We got to do something. We got to make changes. That's what it comes down to.
Do you foresee another stimulus coming because if they do shut down?
No.
If not, there should be help on rent, right? Like the people that help the homeowners that let's say I'm renting this house. The government, if possible, should be able to help the homeowner by saying, hey, don't charge them rent. We'll give you a something, right?
Well, they're already doing that. No, they already have hardships for stimulus homeowners. Like every time I go to my mortgage website, I can apply for that hardship and have my payments deferred and stuff. I mean, that stuff's out there.
That payment defer. Actually, what ends up happening, you still end up paying those whatever months. Yeah. Or it gets added at the end of
it ends at the end. Yeah. Exactly, deferred. But that's, I mean, so what you're looking for is a handout.
Yeah, that's one way. Or they just pay, here's a bonus.
I don't know. Let's get into our last subject of the day. Our favorite topic, the thing that everybody loves. It's time for Feck Outta Here. Yeah, that's right. We said it. It's time for Feck Outta Here, boy.
I agree with Viper. Orange County does have had a mandate since it started.
That's
love that Feck Outta Here logo. I love it, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that Feck Outta Here logo.
Trying to do new things.
Gordo, you want to start it off?
Actually.
Or do you want me to start it off?
You can start it off.
All right. So first of all, Viper, shout out to you. I've been watching Top Gun for the past couple of days, and every time I see the word Viper, I'm like, Viper. I always think about that. I'm like, and I love Goose, right? And that movie's still a classic for me. I would like watch.
I can't wait till the new one comes out.
So I can't wait for the new one either. But anyways, so my Feck Outta Here is gonna be this, right? And it's Sue. Eagle. You probably got this right. It has to do with what just happened. Because I'm pretty sure they're like, okay, they're gonna say this. They're gonna say this. So all right. Here's my Feck Outta Here, Mr. President and his followers, and I don't mean the civilians. I'm talking about his followers in Capitol Hill that backed him up and watched him go for 4 years, his rhetoric, and didn't think that this was possible, it's on you. It ain't just on our president. It's on you. You know why you allowed it to happen? Nobody. What the fuck you afraid of this, that? What you afraid of the president? That he's gonna say, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that, and he's gonna set out a tweet and you're not gonna get re-voted in. You know what? It is as much as your fault what happened today as it is the president. You allowed it to happen for 4 years. You allowed him to go up there knowing what today was, for him to say, stand up there and, you know, add fuel to the fire. You know what? It's your fault as also. And now everybody just happens to be backing up and say, oh, the President Trump is all his fault. You know what? It is his fault, but it's also your fault. The senator and the governor and the Republicans, and the representative that allowed it to happen. It's your fault also. That life that got lost today is your fault. So fuck out of here with that bullshit, trying to back up and try to blame it on that person only by himself, on the president by himself. It's not just his fault. It's your fault too. So be a man or a woman, take it like you're supposed to, and man up to it. Your fault also.
Some emotion behind that.
God,
real emotion.
Damn. I felt that through my bones.
Yeah, go ahead, Goldo. Let's see if you can step up on that one.
So this is got to do with work. I had this customer who they want to do a return, right, of an item they purchased 8 months ago, and they want to return it because their son didn't like it. I'm like, ma'am, it's over 8 months. Are you telling me you buy your milk, don't open it, and 8 months later you want to return it? Are you dead ass? Like, fuck out of here. You bought it 8 months ago. Get out. No, you're not getting a refund. No, I'm sorry. No.
You have no idea how many times we go through that shit.
See,
Like,
I have a difference of opinion on that, so I'll leave it to myself, I guess. I don't agree with you. I believe if something's not opened, you should have the right to get credit for it as long as you still sell it.
No, a store credit is fine. But this person wanted their full money back.
Oh, yeah, fuck out of here with that. Okay, that's different. Okay. That's what I was going to say. Like, if you're like, hey, look, I just want to buy something else. I never used it.
Yeah,
Life happens.
If you want to get something else,
yeah,
beautiful, that's fine.
No, you're telling me you want cash? Fuck out of here. Yeah.
Fuck out of
Fuck
here.
out of here. All right. Yeah, I know mine's not going to be as strong as you guys, and I already talked a little bit about it today, but man, I'm still passionate about it. God damn it. Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. I have something for you. I want you Philadelphia Eagle fans to listen to this because this comes from a fellow Philadelphia Eagle. Listen to this.
The greatest thing about sports is you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play
That's so
to just
true.
play it. That's the great thing about sports.
You don't play it just to play it. Eagles, fuck out of here with that shit. You play to win the game. Why aren't you out there? Why aren't you winning the damn game? Why are the Giants not in the playoffs? Eagles, fuck out of here with that shit.
Come on, man. It's just practice. You're talking about practice.
Right? Oh, my God. But I mean, who better to tell the story than a fellow Eagle himself?
Yep.
Beat the Giants one time. He did. Like, fuck out of here with that. Oh, my God. All right. On that note.
The Bears.
The Bears. Oh. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I know this was a little bit different of a show than we normally have. It wasn't as lighthearted and everything, but sometimes I think it is important that we step into what's going on in this world and we have a conversation around it. And we talk about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Viper, stop. Okay. So should have the Bears. They're sitting in the same spot. Actually, no, the Bears made the playoffs. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he got you out there. The Bears.
Oh, okay. Dang it, you got me there. Anyway, we just sometimes we feel like we need to touch on what's going on in the world around us. Next week we'll be back to jokes and kicking it, and we'll make fun of. I'm sure Goldo's going to make fun of me more next week because he's been doing pretty good about that. So. Anyways, appreciate everybody watching. It was a real good time. And I think on that note, we out.
Later.
We got the right stuff. We put the hammer right down. Wanna be